Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy D Rose LS1 back with some more Daredevil episode 5. Ooh, and I'm gonna title this one The Bank Heist, because this one is focused on the entire episode. This is focused on the bank heist that was in the promos and stuff before the show even came out. Alright, so a few things I want to say. Cool episode. Wasn't too much going on. It was mainly just the bank heist and the focus on the Irish dudes going after the bank heist. So I think, because I was looking at the recaps, I think these are the dudes that owe money to Vanessa and Kingpin. Well, not to Vanessa and Kingpin, but they have to pay a debt to one of the other gangs to like squash the beef and shit. So at least that's why I think this is going on, because that's why I think they was robbing a bank. But the thing is, it wasn't like a bank full of money. It was just safety deposits and shit, and they went to go after a diamond. So the episode starts with Matt Murdock. He goes to this bank, and I think I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fully understand what was going on in this moment. I don't know if he was trying to get, a loan for his bank, or just approval to make his shit more profitable, because that's what Yusuf says at the end. But he goes to the bank, and Yusuf Khan, aka fucking Miss Marvel's dad, fucking piece of shit show. They're having a talk, and like I said, I think it was for a loan for their law firm, Matt Murdock's and one chick. But they having a conversation. Then he started dropping the fucking Easter eggs about fucking Kamala Khan, and she was like, "Oh, I love my daughter. She's fucking Miss Marvel." This shit was kind of forced. I mean, if it would have been settled, it would have been better. I mean, everybody knew it was fucking Kamala's dad, and it felt like they were shoving it in your face, like, yes, this is fucking Miss Marvel's fucking dad, even though we've been through that shit. So, Yusuf, he denies Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock leaves. While that goes on, the Irish niggas are going in to rob the bank. So they go in to rob the bank, and Daredevil, he hears this from a distance. So he go back into the fucking bank while they're robbing the fucking bank. And the Irish dude, I ain't gonna lie, he was funny while he was talking. He was talking a whole bunch of shit about these niggas. But Matt Murdock comes back in, and the Irish niggas, they're looking for the manager of the bank, but the manager's not there. Yusuf, who is the assistant manager, he lies and say he knows the safe to the safe code to the safe, where the safety deposit boxes and shit. So the Irish niggas already knew that it was a safety deposit box in there, and they were saying that a lot of niggas been knew that. So Matt was sketchy on like, what the fuck are they actually after? So Matt, well, this shit was some of this shit was a little fake. I'm not gonna lie, some of this shit was just a little tad bit fake. Like the shit where where they was having a conversation with the girl, like through this episode, it was this girl, I think it like Angie Kim. She was like the officer of the episode, and the Irish bank robber was like having these conversations on the phone. So the Irish, so she asked like, "Can you send 2 hostages out?" So one of them was this one girl, and the other one was Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock fucking declined. This is the shit that I thought was fake. Fucking Matt Murdock declines, and he's like, "Hey man, can you take her boyfriend instead of me?" And then they start having this whole fucking dialogue for like 5 straight minutes while they're supposed to have this fucking bank heist going on. That shit was a little fake. And then the shit where, oh yeah, there was one fucking scene. This shit was funny as fuck. There was this one scene, bro, when they first like jumped in and started robbing the fucking bank. There was this one dumbass nigga that tried to stop dude with a fucking automatic AK. And I'm like, nigga, you're dumb as fuck. These fucking banks are secured. These banks are insured by the government. Like, nigga, this nigga tried to really throw his life on the line. It was just this random nigga. He was ready to throw his life, like these banks are insured. This nigga was ready to throw his fucking life away. I'm like, bro, this shit is hilarious. But before that was the fake shit. And then after, when Yusuf and one of the bank robbers go down to like unlock the safe, Matt Murdock's still upstairs, and he asks the dude, one of the bank robbers, he needs to use the restroom. And this was another fake shit, because if I was there and I was robbing a fucking bank, nigga, you gonna pee on yourself, nigga. Nah, it's too much funny shit going on. You're not moving. You're peeing on yourself. But I guess the nigga had some sympathy because he was blind, so he let the nigga go use the restroom, and you know what's gonna go on. He just needed to get one of them niggas alone so he can beat their ass. And he beats the nigga's ass in the fucking stairway, takes his mask, and he stops the fucking shotgun from dropping so it would make noise so everybody wouldn't get killed. Alright. So now, he goes down, Matt Murdock goes downstairs with, even though he has one of the niggas' masks, he goes downstairs, mask off, and beats up another fucking bank robber in front of fucking Yusuf. And I was like, and this was like confusing the shit out of me. I'm like, what the fuck? This was confusing because he did it right in front of his face. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, it was a point in the show. Well, I'm gonna get to that, but matter of fact, I'm gonna just say it. It was a point in the show where I was like, what the fuck? When is he gonna use his mask, and why is this mask not gonna be relevant? And then I was thinking, like, was this a part of the reshoots where in the original version he was supposed to wear the mask and now he don't? Because, like, a majority of this episode, he grabbed one of the robbers' masks and he does not use it. He was just Matt Murdock the whole time inside the fucking bank, which was odd to me. But he's down there. Matt Murdock opened the fucking safe, and he realized, like, there must be after something. And conveniently, this is convenient as fuck. I mean, it wasn't convenient because he had to go down there. The robber had to go down there anyway. And when Yusuf was supposed to open the safe, he was supposed to open the other one, even though he didn't know that it takes two keys. It takes your personal key and the assistant or the manager's key to open the box. So one of the keys was in there. They opened the fucking box, and it is like I don't know if it's an emerald. It was a fucking emerald or fucking. I mean, they said it was a diamond, but it was yellow as fuck. So they get the diamond. They stall for a little bit. Then they go back upstairs. Matt still has no mask on. He's just still Matt Murdock. And now it's looking fishy because where did those two fucking bank robbers go? And the Irish nigga is like pointing the gun at the nigga like, what the fuck are you doing? And then with Matt's super hearing, he hears the fucking police. They're not waiting for hostages anymore. They're just going to go in and have a shootout. And so he counts down and he's like, hey man, niggas are going to be caught in the crossfire. You might die. Yada, yada, yada. If you let these niggas go, I'll give you the fucking diamond and you just get out of here. And dude was like, how about I just shoot you and take the diamond, then I get the fuck out of here. So they count down and the police come in. Matt Murdock throws the diamond bag to the Irish nigga. The Irish nigga, while the police is coming in, he goes and hides, and then he dresses up as a cop to try to escape. But while he's walking out, one of the fucking hostages was actually in cahoots with the nigga that was robbing the bank. So the Irish nigga gives the bag to the female who was supposedly the hostage in this situation. So the nigga that's the Irish nigga that was the bank robber, he goes out and he's acting like a cop, so he thinks he's scot-free. But no, not with the Devils of Hell's Kitchen with that super hearing. So Matt Murdock finally puts the fucking mask on. All the way at the end of the episode, he finally puts the fucking mask on. Now they're fighting like in like fuck. How do you go? Like a? I wouldn't even say it was a tunnel, but it was like I think under construction. Daredevil and the Irish bank robber was having a fucking fight, a full on fight. I don't know how the Irish nigga was keeping up with Daredevil. That was odd to me. Cause on paper, Daredevil just whooped this nigga ass regardless. I don't know if this nigga got martial jujutsu, whatever the fuck. But this nigga, Daredevil was a trained boxer and he was trained by the hand. I don't know how this nigga was keeping up with Daredevil, but he was. And Daredevil, at the end of the fight, he ended up smashing this nigga face into a beer bottle where the fucking glass is in this nigga eyes, and then he falls and he breaks this nigga's kneecaps and breaks his ankles. Broke his whole fucking leg. That shit was brutal. And while that's going on, the female hostage, she look in the bag, it's a piece of candy. Because in the beginning of the episode, and if you know in like certain banks, I think they did this in like Spider-Man 2 as well, there's like candy on the side. So he replaced the fucking diamond with a piece of candy. So Matt Murdock still has the fucking diamond. Alright, so at the end of the episode, Daredevil returns to the bank. He having a conversation with Yusuf, and he's like, man, I don't know if I can do the shit about your, law office, but maybe I can make your law office more profitable. And then they start having a whole conversation about, how, Daredevil or Matt Murdock, because he didn't know it was Daredevil, even though he saw the nigga beat the shit out of him. I mean, but if I seen a blind nigga beat the shit out of a bank robber in that type of way, I would have been suspicious already. But I guess he wasn't. He was just like, oh well. But but they're having a conversation and they're talking about, usually invite this nigga to dinner with their family. And I was like, and when he said that, I was like, oh fuck no. I was like, no, I don't want to see Daredevil with Miss Marvel. No, hell no, I don't want to see that. I was like, no, please. We already see how they did that nigga in She-Hulk. I don't want to see this nigga with another mediocre ass villain. I mean, I'll say mediocre ass villain, mediocre ass hero. So Daredevil agrees, and he's like, someday we're gonna be able to do it. And then he eats the candy, he walks out. Yusuf looked into the candy, the diamond is in the fucking candy. That's the end of the episode. That is episode 5 of Daredevil Born Again. Cool episode. Did it a little bit feel like filler, but it is in correlation with the story of the whole thing with Kingpin and Vanessa. So it was interesting. I did like it more than the last episode because, I don't know, I feel like it was a little bit more actiony. And the last episode was a lot more dialogue, and it was some shit that I feel like was like unnecessary to apply. Some of that shit in the last episode really felt like filler. But that shit was hard carried by the Punisher, of course. And that conversation with the Punisher and the whole ending with, Wilson Fisk and Daredevil, going to, like, taking their mantles back. But in this episode, I don't think Daredevil really did that, because he was still just Matt Murdock the whole fucking episode. But that was the episode. Let me know how you feel about it. Like and subscribe. And, peace. I'm out. Let me know how you feel about it. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy D-Rose Ellis. I'm back with some more Daredevil Born Again. Episode 6. Yeah. Gotta give it up for this one. Gotta give it up for this one. This episode was peak absolute fucking cinema. Oh my god, this episode from start to finish, this shit was crazy. The build up to this shit was fucking insane. I do feel like some of the pacing with a certain villain was a little too fast, and I feel like they could have built it up throughout more episodes. But besides that, this episode was absolutely fucking insane. Especially the end. The last like 15-20 minutes, this shit was absolute fucking nuts. Absolute fucking nuts. Okay, so this episode 6, previously we went through the bank heist. So this is the Muse focused episode. So starting the episode, one of the hostages from the previous episode, he is a cleaner in New York City who's like, I don't know if this is like necessarily just him being a cleaner, but he wipes off graffiti on the walls in New York City. And he's like, he runs that shit. So he's going around cleaning the murals because Kingpin wants some of the murals taken down. That's like bashing his name and shit as the mayor. And he tells like Kingpin that, you know, I can't take these fucking murals down because there are painted with human blood. Alright, so that was the first Muse tease. And then we actually see Muse. And these two dumbass hoes. These two dumbass hoes, bro. Oh my god. These two dumb hoes see Muse. And let me tell you, it's not like they seen Muse and just like thought he was an artist or something like that. No, they already knew this nigga was an established fucking serial killer and a straight up murderer who's putting mirrors on the wall. Because this has already been known that Muse has 60 bodies under his belt already. Made murals. These two dumb hoes goes to fucking Muse and asks for a fucking autograph. I mean, not an autograph, for a fucking photo. And he does exactly what you think he's gonna do. He kills them, he kidnaps them, and he makes a mural out of them. So, this episode is mostly focused on the Kingpin. The Kingpin, this episode is about how Kingpin is two things with the Kingpin. It's his relationship with the politics of New York City and how he's going to go about this fucking Muse situation. Because this Muse situation is getting out of hand. He was already reaching a point where he was going to start the anti-vigilante task force. He was going to do that. But this pushed it over the edge because this nigga Muse is like nuts. And also, I forgot to mention, but it's this thing with Daredevil's girlfriend. I keep forgetting her name. Don't give a shit, but but she's going on about how she want to have interviews with certain vigilantes, and I guess get the mindset of these certain vigilantes. And also, if you didn't know, I might be spoiling, but I didn't get this from anybody. I just noticed to be true. In the beginning of the series, when Daredevil's girlfriend was doing that autograph signing, there was a person that wanted to be one of Daredevil's girlfriend's patients that was getting autographed. That person was Muse. So this also correlates with what goes on with her, where she's trying to get insiders with vigilantes and have interviews with vigilantes. She says she want to do an interview with the Punisher, and I'm like, no, that is a bad fucking idea. And she want to do one with Daredevil. And that got me thinking, like, and I'm like, this is pretty much confirming that she's not going to last at the end of this fucking season. She's not going to last to the end of this season. I think she's going to fucking die. With the way she's talking about the vigilantes and shit going on, and the thing with the Kingpin and also with Muse being her actual patient, even though she don't know it, because, you know, Muse wears a mask and shit. I don't think she's lasting through the end of the season. Let me know how you feel. I feel like I would be shocked if she lasts through the end of this fucking season. But Kingpin is he's having conversations with like the head of police, his counsel, and the other police officers and shit about how they're going to deal with this Muse situation. Meanwhile, while that's going on, he is getting fucking fed up with these politics. and these people with these politics. Also, we got another fucking cameo this episode. Fucking Kate Bishop, Step Pops is in this episode with the politics. Even though she, well, he do know Wilson Fisk, but Hawkeye been a long time, but Kingpin was a part of that series, but he didn't show up to the fucking end. But Kate Bishop's pops was heavily involved in that show. But they're chatting up, and Vanessa is basically telling them, like, they want you to ask for their money. They want you to help. That's the thing that they want to do. And basically, these politicians are belittling him to a level of just him being a fucking street thug. And they're telling this nigga, like, you're gonna be out of here soon. And Kingpin is fed up with this shit because the politicians is not taking him seriously. And you can tell that there's also a scene in this where you can tell he's getting fed up, and with his weight, he's getting bigger, and that's symbolizing that he is morphing back into the Punisher. And this thing, this idealism, if that's what you call it, of him becoming the Kingpin again, is merging with him being in office as the mayor, which is also a point of this episode. So before we get into more of the Kingpin shit, because I really was interested in the Kingpin shit a lot this episode. I was mainly interested in the Daredevil shit most of the season, but the Kingpin shit I really like. So there's another aborted shit, but this is with Matt Murdock. So his fucking investigator, this shit was stupid to me, but I get it. His investigator comes and he tells him, like, well, he goes and he's about to tell him, but Matt already knew he was up to some shit because he heard his heartbeat. But he tells him, like, hey man, you know, there's a serial killer on the loose. This nigga got 60 fucking bodies. I don't think you should get involved. And I'm like, nigga, if you don't want to get him involved, why the fuck would you tell him? Like, what the? I mean, you can look at it this way, in two ways. One way, it was stupid as fuck for him to tell him that. The second way is he did that on purpose so Daredevil can go after this nigga, and he knew Daredevil was gonna go after this nigga, but he just needed a fucking excuse to do that. I'm thinking the latter of him having an excuse for this nigga to go out there and go after this nigga is what I'm more leaning towards. All right, so with that being settled, Angela, Angie, I think it's Angela or Angie, one of them. The next White Tiger, that's what I'm gonna call it. The next White Tiger, the Ultimate Spider-Man White Tiger. It ain't fuck, what's her last name? Ayala. It ain't Aya Ayala or Aya Ayala. It's not that. It's Angie Ayala. That fucking. Well, I don't even think that her last name is Ayala. I think it's like Ramos or something. It's her niece. It's not her daughter. It's not his daughter. But she is going to become the next White Tiger. Even though it was looking spooky in this episode. I was like, am I wrong about this? I'm like, because it was looking pretty spooky for her. But she goes in to the lawyer's office. She wanted to meet with Matt Murdock, and she's telling him, like, there's more to this situation that's going on with the death of her uncle. And Matt already knows this, but he can't reveal the identity of him being Daredevil and him knowing this shit. And he's basically telling her, like, I'm just a lawyer. I don't know what I can do. You need to go to police. And her rebuttal was, the police is the reason this shit happened. They killed my uncle, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And she even has a quote like, my uncle even told me that don't rely on anybody. If you need to get something done, do it yourself. So that basically confirmed that she is going to be the next White Tiger. So that's pretty much confirmed. So we back to the Kingpin shit. Kingpin, like I said, he's fed up with the politics shit. He's getting bigger again, so he's morphing back into the Kingpin. By the end of this shit, by the end of this shit and next season, he will be big Kingpin again. So he's like, so like I said earlier, with him morphing or him merging the political side with the Kingpin side, it comes to a head at this fucking moment. Because he gets the head of the police force again, the one that he bribed. Well, he didn't bribe. He blackballed into. Well, can you call it blackballing? Yeah, he blackballed him into coming back, and he's like, man, I don't have no police to go after this nigga. You cut like most of my niggas, and you cut off the half the overtime. So Kingpin, he tasks the niggas that's pretending to be the Punisher, those cops, the dirty cops, but he is making them enforce the outlaw shit. This is like real life shit though. Most of this episode was real life shit, I feel like. Especially the two dumbass chicks that want the photo with Muse. I feel like that shit will happen in real life. I feel like a fucking idiot will go up to a serial killer and ask for a photo. I feel like that shit will 100% fucking happen in real life. Record them and everything. But he assigns them as his special task force. And he's giving them overtime. He's taking away their body cams so they can do whatever the fuck. They can run fucking loose all they fucking want. This is the anti-vigilante task force that's going to be pivotal in this series. So he's already getting that down packed so they can try to take out Muse. Because Muse is causing a big problem, especially when he sees that he murdered those two girls and made a mural out of it with the Statue of Liberty with the Muse eyes. So he's like, I'm done with the shit. We're going after these fucking vigilantes now. The niggas the cops that are pretending to be the Punisher are those cops. The ones that killed the original White Tiger. So while that's going on, Angie, I'm gonna just call her Angie Aliala because I feel like that sounds better. But she's looking through the tunnels, looking for some clues to who actually killed her uncle. With that going on, these two scenes parallel to each other, which were fucking nuts. While that's going on, while she's looking through the subway, the fucking Kingpin is walking back down the stairs to his fucking lair to go see Adam again. And he opened up the cage, and he hands this nigga a fucking axe. He hands this nigga an axe. And he's basically telling him, like, he's basically fed up and he wants to have a fight. And he's basically like, I'm going to give you, well, it ain't even really like, I'm going to give you an advantage. I'm going to give you something that can be an equalizer in this battle with me, because I know I can beat the shit out of you at any moment. He's already pissed that you was smashing my wife, so he gives this nigga an axe in battle. So, and we go back to the Angie scene. When Angie, well, no, it only goes to the Angie scene. It goes to the Daredevil. The Daredevil gets a call from Victor Ayala's wife about how Angie had to come home and how she's been gone, and she said she was looking for Matt Murdock. So first, Matt Murdock attempts to call the police, but then he's like, fuck that shit, I'm going out there and I'm putting back the suit. So not the first time. The first time since Foggy's death, we fully see him back in the suit. Now he's going after Angie Aliala through the subway station because she informed him that those clues were right there. So while that's going on, Kingpin is mollywopping the shit out of fucking Adam, and then Muse, he gets Angie in the subway station. He knocks her unconscious. He brings her in, and this is where I was like, because he brings her in his lair. He gets some blood with a needle, and he fucking stabs her with a pump that takes all the blood out. Because if you don't know, and if I didn't explain it clearly, what Muse does, he grabs the blood out of their body. He sucks all the blood out of their body to where there's basically no bodily fluids in you anymore. And then he used that shit as the paintings. He paints with that blood. And he was attempting to do that here. And when I seen when he stabbed him and the blood actually started coming out, I'm like, okay, she's not going to have plot armor. She's about to die. But suddenly Daredevil comes, he just booking it towards this nigga. He comes, he's booking it, and he saves her barely. And there's this cool ass fucking fight scene. Oh my god, they were throwing fucking hands. But you know, Daredevil had the upper hand. This is why I was saying, like, I feel like the pacing of Muse, I feel like they should have stretched it out even more where they had this big fight. Because I don't know if they're going to have another big fight like this again. Because most of the promo material was this fight that they shown. And we only get like a real character arc of Muse in this episode, and it ain't really that much. But it has to, I feel like it has to continue because he is the patient of Daredevil's girl. So that's going to have to be a factor in the future. So I'm going to just say, I feel like they should have stretched this portion of the Muse and Daredevil shit probably to another episode. Like, all this cool. I feel like they should have left Angie with him pumping her blood out. That should have been the cliffhanger of the episode. And then the next episode was him saving her and all that other shit. But Daredevil comes, he barely saved her, even though a lot of blood has come out of her. And he's beating the shit out of fucking Muse. This fight was fucking crazy. He almost choked the fucking shit out of him. He's beating the fuck out of him. And then Angie's about to die. Then he's distracted. He goes to save her. He does save her. And then while that's going on, Muse escapes. So the Muse story is not done yet. And on the Kingpin side, Kingpin, he beats this nigga like near death. He beats Adam near death. And he throws him back in the cage, and he's sitting him in the cage with him. And that's the end of the episode. Brilliant. Brilliant shit. That episode was fantastic. That was one of my favorite episodes of the series. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was peak. That was peak cinema. Muse is a terrifying villain. Even though we barely see any of him, the shit he was doing, his design looks terrifying. The shit he was doing looks terrifying. And I want to see more depth. I really want to see that therapy session, that therapy conversation with Muse and Daredevil's girl. That's going to be interesting because with that, we can get the real insight of the mind of Muse, which I really want to see. Psychological villains are my favorite type of villains. But let me know how you feel about the episode. Like and subscribe, and peace. I'm out.